Now at 6, winter weather is moving across the nation. We've got a look at the national impact. Plus, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Newton and Jasper counties hosted a bowling fundraiser.
There's no storms on radar right now, but that's going to change over the next 24 to 30 hours. Details next.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now for a first look at your weather.
Thank you very much, Cale. Yeah, pretty nice day across the area today. Lots of clouds and a little bit on the cool side. Nothing on radar right now, but as I mentioned, that's going to be changing over the next 24 to 30 hours as we go through time. We're going to see temperatures this evening dropping through the 40s into around 42 degrees by tomorrow morning. But looking down the lane, we're going to have some Sunday showers, but severe storms late tomorrow into early Monday. That'll be followed by a very windy Monday morning, and then maybe a winter mix as we head into Friday morning. So it's going to be pretty active in our area. And also tomorrow on Twitter, if you want to join us for a Twitter space discussion, you can find that at Sam Lane WX tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And we're going to have a discussion about the severe weather threat. So we'll have all the details on your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, well, thank you, Sam. A powerful winter storm that swept down the west coast with flooding and frigid temperatures focused on Southern California today. Blizzard warnings continued in the California mountains and flood advisories blanketed the region. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez reports from Plains, Georgia.
Up and down California, residents are battling a rare winter storm.
Before you know it, you can be driving in this and you hit the ice.
The snowplows were out in full force in the San Bernardino Mountains northeast of Los Angeles. 3 motorhomes were swept into the Santa Clara River when an embankment collapsed. It wasn't a movie special effect, but Mother Nature that brought the unusual sight of snow to the Hollywood sign. Heavy rains filled the generally bone-dry Los Angeles River with raging floodwaters, and flooding trapped cars and shut down parts of Freeway 5 in Sun Valley. Friday, near whiteout conditions in the high desert area northeast of LA caught residents off guard.
We don't get this ever, so this is terrific.
By Saturday, Santa Clarita Valley residents woke up to a mix of snow and rain. Even parts of the Bay Area saw rare snowfall in communities like Berkeley Hills. In the state center, dogs and even goats enjoyed a romp in the snow. The storm put some to work, but left a little time for fun.
After I finished shoveling my path here in our driveway, I wanted to make a snowman. It was just too irresistible with this good pack of snow.
And outside San Francisco, these kids certainly weren't letting a rare snow day go to waste. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
Hundreds of canceled flights at airports around the country were canceled because of the storm. And the storm also temporarily shut down miles of major highways yesterday in California, Oregon, and Nevada. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Newton and Jasper counties hosted a bowling fundraiser today. KOAM's Carrie Worthen calls them at Carl Junction, Richards 4th Street Bowling Alley.
If I'm bowling to win, we're all in trouble, but I'm here for a lot of fun. Every year I have a few streaks where I think I can bowl, so we'll see. Give me a couple rounds and I'll be there this year.
Seth McConnell is just one of many people who came out for Bowl for Kids' Sake fundraiser to help support Big Brothers Big Sisters.
We come out, we have a great time, we bowl. It's not competitive, so you're not going to have to worry about, if you want to come out and bowl a 300, great, but you're not required to. And it's just one of our most favorite fundraisers we do each year.
Not only is there bowling, pizza, and prizes, there are also raffle experiences from baseball games to Branson trips.
It's I would say almost, if not more rewarding for the big. Just knowing that they are here able to help this child who just needs that little extra love. What are some of the things you like to do? Do you like to go play disc golf, or do you like to go to the library and read some books? It is just spending that time with that child who just needs that positive adult role model in their life.
It means a lot. It helps to know that people out there are rooting for you and caring for you, and that's an organization like this.
It's huge. 40 years ago, I was a little brother, and so just having that one person to invest into your life. And what I always say is that we don't change the kid. The kid's not broken. We're not trying to fix him.
In Joplin, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
You can find out more about Big Brothers Big Sisters of Jasper and Newton counties on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And coming up, a new zombie drug is causing issues across America. Plus, we've got the rest of this week's biggest health stories. New research looks at the connection between outdoor spaces and mental health and how little exercise may go a long way. Michael George has some of the week's top health stories.
Any exercise, even as little as once a month, can help preserve mental function and memory. A major study in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry showed a link between exercise and lower risks of dementia and cognitive decline. While even a little exercise can help, people who exercised regularly throughout adulthood saw the most benefit. 2 new studies show the vaccine for this flu season worked well. The combined data finds vaccines reduce the risk of flu illness requiring a doctor's visit by 54% for kids and adults younger than 65. For children alone, the vaccine reduced the risk of symptomatic illness by 71%. And living closer to parks and lakes may have a positive impact on mental health. Researchers from Washington State University found older people who lived within half a mile of outdoor green spaces or water sources had a 17% lower risk of experiencing serious psychological distress compared to people who lived more than half a mile away. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
A new drug is sweeping across major cities in the United States. Some people call it the zombie drug, others call it tranq. Not only does it have an increased chance of causing an overdose, but it rots the user's skin. Now, some states, including South Carolina, are taking action. Mike Owen reports.
So it's known as a zombie drug. It's also known as tranq. It is a veterinary tranquilizer. So if it's being cut with other drugs, it's also a drug potentiator. So it increases the high of any other drug that it might be cut with.
Users cut xylazine or tranq with opioids like fentanyl to increase their high. But overdoses are more common when addicts use both drugs together. And because tranq is not an opioid, Narcan doesn't work on it.
The drug all around is absolutely terrifying. It also destroys the tissue at the injection site. So not only is it terrifying in concept as the way it works and things like that, but visually as well, it can be terrifying.
The drug gives users a zombie-like appearance because it causes excessive drowsiness and rots their skin, sometimes all the way to the bone. While Myrtle Beach has not seen any cases of tranq overdoses yet, Smith says they're preparing.
We're going to send out an advisory to first responders just to know what to look for, especially with that visual component of the possibility of ulcers and things like that around injection sites. That'll give them the tools and the information that they need.
Captain Jonathan Evans with Myrtle Beach Fire says they're working with the opioid coordinator and will adjust to whatever drugs come their way.
We try to stay prepared for any kind of situation, but obviously there's things that will come about that we'll have to adapt and overcome with, and as things change, just like with the fentanyl and everything else, we'll have to adapt our procedures and make sure we're keeping ourselves safe while also protecting our public.
Dr. Mari Horvat, who is a sleep specialist at the Cleveland Clinic, talks about the impacts that melatonin has on our sleeping habits.
Melatonin is a common over-the-counter supplement used to help people fall asleep. It's available for kids and adults. So how exactly does it work? Dr. Mary Horvat is a sleep specialist with the Cleveland Clinic.
Melatonin is going to be triggered to be produced when there's darkness. So our brain starts to produce it when we get that input of darkness. And then melatonin will lead to that feeling of drowsiness and sleepiness that people get. So it helps you fall asleep.
But doctors encourage people to check with a healthcare provider first. Melatonin is available in a variety of dosages from 1 milligram to 10 milligrams or higher. But the correct dosage depends on the person using it. Too much melatonin can throw off your internal clock and actually make it harder to get a good night's sleep. Doctors also say it's important to find out the root cause of your sleep problems. There may be underlying health issues that require care.
Mental health issues, sleep apnea, all of those can kind of link into it. Sometimes even just the medications that you're taking could be contributing to your sleep problems.
Dr. Horvat adds, scrolling through your phone and watching TV in bed can also contribute to your sleep problems.
A little later, rallies are being held from coast to coast this weekend to support Ukraine.
And we're taking a look at all the data for severe weather tomorrow. I'll have all the details in your forecast when we come back. Well, we've had a mostly cloudy day across the area with temperatures in the 40s and some places jumped into the 50s. But all eyes are now looking out towards the west at the next storm system moving in because there is a threat of severe weather, especially tomorrow night after about 9 o'clock in the evening. No severe weather tonight, though, including Seneca, Missouri with the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just some mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, we did make it up to 50 degrees after starting out at 33, which was actually pretty close to the normals of 53 and 32, but we can still be as warm as 75 and 0 at this time of year. Radar is all clear right now in our area. There were a few showers earlier down to the south and southwestern and west central Arkansas, but nothing on radar in our local area. Winds are going to be increasing as we go through the overnight hours, and especially by tomorrow morning, we'll see winds generally around 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then tomorrow night, with those storms rolling in from the west, we could see wind gusts over 60 miles per hour in some of those localized storms. Then the winds are going to start to decrease as that storm system moves away. And by Monday morning, we'll start to see those winds lessen up a little bit. And by Monday evening, winds are going to be less than 10 miles per hour, so that's pretty good news. But we have to get through the severe weather first. This afternoon, we saw temperatures rising into the upper 40s to around 50 degrees, 43 in Parsons, 48 in Columbus. And then as we head through the evening hours, we're going to see temperatures already dropping down into the lower 40s, even some 30s up in Garnett right now, where it's currently sitting 39 degrees. We're about 5 to 10 degrees warmer tonight than we were last night at this time. The dew points are increasing as well. They're generally in the 30s, even a 40-degree dew point at Bentonville. And the warmer and more moist the atmosphere gets tomorrow, the more likely we're going to see the severe weather. Right now it's 47 in Joplin with a southwest wind, and it feels like 44. In Pittsburgh, you can see the wind out of the south, and temperatures are in the mid-40s, 45 in Pittsburgh with a feels like 40 with a dew point of 37. Here's the highest risk of severe weather tomorrow in west central Oklahoma. But notice the elevated risk extends all the way up into our area. And there is a moderate risk of a tornado tomorrow, a low risk of hail. Highest threat tomorrow is going to be the strong winds with those thunderstorms, and then a moderate chance of some heavy rain. The timing is going to be from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. So just be aware of that and stay tuned, and we'll keep you advised. Now, let's go over some of the tornado safety tips just to be on the safe side. Want to let you know what to do. Basically, you want to move into an interior room, a hallway, bathroom, or closet works best. Stay away from outside walls and windows. And of course, a basement or a safe room is the ideal location, but if that's not available, bathroom, hallway, or closet. Temperatures are going to be pretty mild tonight, dropping through the 40s, and precip chances are going to dramatically increase as we go through the evening tomorrow night. Let's break it down for you. Temperatures tonight in the 30s and 40s with a few spotty showers. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies continuing with highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s. The warmer it gets tomorrow, the more likely the severe weather is going to be. And by 10 o'clock tomorrow night, you can see the line of storms moving into our western areas. That will then advance to the east and move into the metro area at around midnight. And again, the highest threat is going to be the strong damaging winds with some of these storms, and yes, even an isolated tornado or two. Then the storms move away by 2 o'clock in the morning, and by Monday morning, winds will be howling out of the southwest with temperatures in the 40s. And then as we go through the day, temperatures warming into the 60s and the winds starting to lessen up just a little bit. And by Tuesday morning, we're going to see winds out of the east with lows in the 30s and the lower 40s. Precipitation amounts are going to vary depending upon where those storms occur. Some places could get over an inch, other places around a half, or maybe a little bit less than that. Over the next 7 days, here's the forecast. Tomorrow, severe weather likely, and then Monday, windy, 63, and then the next chance of precip comes in on Thursday night into Friday morning, and that could be a winter mix across the area. And then if we extend it on out, you can see pleasant weather after that system. So lots of weather to talk about over the next 24 to 36 hours, Cale.
Yeah, it seems pretty chaotic out there.
A little bit, but we're going to keep you covered and we're going to keep you safe. Just stay tuned to us and be sure to download our app as well.
Yeah, well, speaking of that app, Sam, don't forget you can always be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. That's again the KOAM Skywatch weather app. And still ahead, it's been 1 year since the Ukraine-Russia conflict began. And Americans across the country are showing their support for Ukraine at various rallies. This weekend marks 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Many people gathered this weekend across the nation demonstrating peace for Ukraine.
Music and mourning as the Ukrainian community marks a grim milestone, 1 year since Russia's invasion.
We are for stopping this war. We're not for the war. We're for the peace that we have together.
Hundreds turned out to the west steps of the Capitol for the 365 Days of Bravery rally, a rain-soaked remembrance honoring the 7,000 civilians, including 400 children, who've been killed over the last year by Russian forces.
Tonight is a remembrance of the fact that the people in Ukraine continue to fight, they continue to win, and they have free people everywhere supporting them.
Scattered throughout the crowd, Ukrainian flags proudly flying and signs denouncing Vladimir Putin.
We want the Russians to realize today, February 24th, it's been a year and they're further back than they were when they started. They're not going to win this.
Even Russians fleeing the war, seeking asylum, were on hand, standing in solidarity with Ukraine.
Russian people are not bad, and we're really against this war, and everything that Putin done right now, it's absolutely wrong.
Ukrainian pop star Tina Karol sang the country's national anthem, hoping to bring light and love to those who've been forced to flee.
My mission on the art front, give them a hope, give them understanding that world with us.
A somber day with a unified spirit as Ukrainians cling to hope that peace is possible.
We're absolutely sure that Ukraine will win. We will have this victory together.
Rallies are also happening in Washington, D.C. Earlier today, Ukrainian Ambassador Osaka Markarova and USAID Administrator Samantha Power participated in a hashtag Stand With Ukraine rally to mark 1 year since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
Thank you, America, and thank you to each and every one of you who came today to stand with Ukraine. Thank you.
Groups were gathered at the Lincoln Memorial. We'll be right back with more news after this. We're getting an inside look at a new museum opening in Dallas, Texas. Alexis Wainwright sat down with the owner, who explains why she created this space to honor Black women.
I wanted to be the change I wanted to see. So my goal was to dismantle the negative stereotypes that society had when it came to Black women and girls.
Dominique Hamilton is creating a safe place to celebrate Black women and their impact.
Welcome to the Black Girl Magic Museum. We're going to go to our first exhibit. It's an immersive experience where we talk about the Dreamland Theater that was owned by...
This Black Girl Magic Museum will open in Dallas in March. Each exhibit showcases some of the contributions Black women have made past and present.
Just a journey from Madam C.J. Walker to Luella Williams, 21 interactive exhibits.
Exhibits that support Black art, dance, STEM, and entrepreneurship, which Hamilton said she feels like is missing here in North Texas.
I saw in Dallas, Texas, there wasn't a lot of representation, and I saw our girls looking for something of their own. So I wanted to create that so that we know that we belong and we're important and powerful.
There's also some exercises throughout the museum that focus on mental health.
Highlight Black hair and loving our Black hair. As India.Arie said, we're not our hair.
Hamilton says she picked this area inside Southwest Center Mall specifically to help young Black girls reimagine all the things that are possible.
We wanted to be a part of the revitalization of the Redbird area, to be able to have people to be able to come and get their culture, their history, and also have 21 plus photo installations to be able to take pictures and to be able to see themselves in a lot of the exhibits.
Alexis Wainwright, CBS News, Dallas.
All right. Storms tomorrow, another chance of showers Thursday and Friday, and if you want to join the discussion, be sure to follow me on Twitter at SamLaneWX.
All righty, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.